Good afternoon, Monster Jam fans, and welcome into Ford Field for round number 14 of Stadium Championship Series West. The weather might be cold outside, but the action here inside the dome is going to keep us warm into the evening. We have 12 of the biggest superstars in our sport competing not only for that overall event championship, but we're about midway through the season as we inch closer and closer to Monster Jam World Finals. My name is John Sapanaro. Lindsay Noble and Unissa Cruz will be along shortly, but settle in for the start of Monster Jam Trackside.
Team ready. Big dreams, big things, we want it. You won't forget it. We came to handle business. My whole team ready. Big dreams, big things, we want it. You won't forget it. We came to handle business.
Detroit, welcome to Monster Jam Trackside. My name is Unissa Cruz, and I'm your fan enhancement host. I'll be out here all night long, kicking it with all of you incredible fans right in the stands. Now, you're in for a special treat because we have 12 of the absolute best in Monster Jam here to compete head-to-head to be crowned your overall event champion. These larger-than-life superstars will battle across 3 competitions. First up, we have the JCB Racing competition, then the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and later on after halftime is Monster Jam Freestyle. Now, keep in mind that each one of these competitors will earn points based on their finish in all 3 competitions, and the best part is that you all get to play a pivotal role in helping us crown that overall event champion. But I'll give you more details about that later. For now, I want you to direct your attention back on over to the Monster Jam desk with my co-hosts John and Lindsay to give you more insight about what you're about to see right here in Ford Field.
Unissa, thank you so much. John Sapanaro and Lindsay Noble back here at the play-by-play desk, and I've got a bird's-eye view of the unbelievable track that we are going to see all of these superstars in action on all evening long. This is exactly where I'm going to be, providing you with all the play-by-play, making sure you know exactly what's going on with the chase for that overall event championship. But Lindsay Noble, she's going to be in crew seating. She's going to be behind the scenes in the crash area. She's going to be down there on the track, keeping you up to date with all of those Monster Jam trucks. Isn't that right?
If anyone came to Pit Party, they heard me say already that I love my job. I have the best seat in the house because I get to be behind the scenes, like John said, bringing you guys the breaking news of some of the most exciting moments in Monster Jam. There will be a lot of behind the scenes footage to cover in the crew seating, in the pits, and of course down there on the track. And what I can guarantee is while our 12 Monster Jam superstars are competing on this track, our talented UNOH technicians and our crew chiefs are working so hard to make sure that each truck is performance ready.
The only thing I'm going to argue with you on that, Lindsay, is that you have the best seat in the house. I'm up here in section 246, and I have a perfect look at everything that we are going to watch here this afternoon and this evening. Let's take a look up at the video board and see what you can expect for the rest of Monster Jam Trackside, including around the world at Monster Jam.
So it's game day, and you need to get your hair in shape. Enter Great Clips. Our skilled stylists save your haircut details and clip notes for the look you love almost as much as your team. We got you, and you got this. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
At JCB, we know good enough is never good enough. Simply meeting expectations just won't cut it. We built JCB with that in mind, because in this life, you have to tackle each challenge as it comes. Be strong. Be bold. Be committed. You have to rise above. You have to be better.
What's up, guys? I'm Tyler Menninga, driver of the Gravedigger Monster Jam truck, and what I have here is the Mini LMT by Losi. This thing is fully customizable. Don't get it confused. This is not a toy. This is hobby grade right here. Not only do you have, of course, the PKT tires, you got me in the driver's seat, the oil-filled shocks, there's sway bars. I mean, they cut no corners on making this as real as possible. And man, it does truly perform just like the real Monster Jam truck. But not only the Gravedigger, we also have the Summer Digger as well. Team Gravedigger all the way. Losi has you covered in every angle.
Epic trucks, epic stunts, Monster Jam. Can you conquer the big air challenge? Try to reach the top. Ooh, so close. Blast in the big air. Boom! You hit the top and blasted the fireworks. Monster Jam trucks win. No Monster Jam big air challenge. Other trucks, he chokes over me.
I see so many of you out here taking pictures on your phones as well as videos. Make sure that you go ahead and post them on social media. Make sure you also follow at Monster Jam and add hashtag Monster Jam to all of your posts from Twitter to Instagram, TikTok, and even Facebook for a chance to see yourself right up there on that big screen just like me. Also, keep in mind, if you want to gain access to over 20 years of video content, be sure to check out our YouTube channel membership.
I got the same old shoes with a new attitude. Why would I sing like blues? I say, you can't stop me, 'cause my pain, is gasoline. I can't.
A huge welcome to everybody who is still just making their way into Ford Field here this afternoon. John Sapanaro and Lindsay Noble back here at the Monster Jam play-by-play desk. And as promised, it is time to take that trip around Monster Jam, Lindsay, starting with our counterparts over at Stadium Championship Series East. And I feel like a broken record now, but when we talk about Stadium East, we got to talk about Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger, because there you see it. He has not let go of that lead yet, despite the best efforts from Tristan England and JCB Digatron.
I think everyone that has been watching Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger, his young career already has so many accolades. I don't think that I'm surprised. I don't think that you're surprised that he's been able to stay there at the top. And you see so much precision here, so much balance, so much control. He just makes it look so easy behind the wheel of Gravedigger.
Absolutely. There are some drivers, and I won't put them on the spot, some very talented, very decorated, almost legendary drivers in our sport that have said to both of us, Tyler Menninga is the best driver in Monster Jam right now, and that is coming from his peers, which is the highest praise you could get. But of course, shout out to Tristan England, making the leap to stadium competition and keeping pace, only 14 points back. Let's turn our attention now to the Arena Championship Series, starting out with Arena Championship Series West. We'll go to the highlights from last week, but we have to talk about Dalton Whitener sitting in that third spot. Yeah, he's 100+ points back, but he captures that overall event championship to close out the weekend in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, he says that as the weeks have gone on, consistency has been key for him. He works on his truck, actually, and you know, he works so hard to be able to be behind that wheel and has worked his way up. So when you talk about the fact that he has really earned that spot, what he's doing is he's continuing to prove it, especially there when he's on two wheels. Again, you're seeing that balance, and that's somewhere where he is really shining this season. He's really consistent in the skills competition.
He's really consistent across the board, and it wouldn't surprise me if he inches into second place sooner rather than later and begins to push. Maybe he won't make it there, but begins to push for that top spot. Dalton Whitener, so talented behind the wheel of a Monster Jam truck. Turn our attention over to the Central Series. Last weekend, they were in Worcester, Massachusetts, and congratulations are in order for Brandon Toluchka and Just Get Her Done 2. He captures his first overall event championship of the season.
And it was also his birthday weekend, John. I don't know if you saw that on Monster Jam's social media, but no better way to have your birthday than to come on in with a overall event championship, especially as an independent driver. You see the same thing here as you did Dalton Whitener. He has worked so hard to be behind the wheel. He travels with not only his team, but he doesn't really get to go home. He's one of those drivers that works and breathes monster trucks, and clearly that joy turned into success there that weekend.
Well, at least he's got his family with him. Of course, his sister, Michaela Toluchka, drives Megalodon, and then they've got their dad, Mitch Toluchka, there crewing on their trucks, so he was able to celebrate with the entire family last weekend for his birthday and that overall event championship. Last but not least, we're talking about Arena Championship Series East, the only series that was in action last night in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and the win went to Armando Castro and El Toro Loco. He has now closed the gap that you see on the video board from 24 points down to 16 as he chases down Gravedigger's Kristen Anderson.
And that is huge, because when you think about an arena championship, what you're seeing is you've typically got 4 competitions. So in just one competition, in just 2 competitions could be the difference in that. So when you truly see that kind of competitor go against Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger, you see so much success between the two of them. And again, we're seeing that balance. He definitely is completely in control there, almost holding it completely still. I'm sure you fans can tell. I love some skills action. That's my favorite thing to watch out here.
It is my favorite too, and of course those are 2 competitors that I know very well. All 3 of us broke into Monster Jam on the very same season. Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger looking for her second career Arena Series championship. A couple years ago she became the first female driver to ever accomplish that feat, and if you can believe it, Armando Castro, the California kid, looking for his first. It seems like he's always been in the mix, but he's always fallen just short. Maybe this is his year, but you know what? He's dealing with a tough customer in Kristen Anderson. Let's take another look up at the video board and see where you can see Monster Jam here this weekend.
Like I said, Monster Jam fans, I would be out in the stands all night long, and my favorite part is being able to meet these incredible fans. I'm standing right here next to Aiden. He's 14 years old. This is his first time coming to Monster Jam, and he's very pumped up. He actually told me he experienced something for the first time at the pit party with one of the drivers. Can you tell these fans what was so awesome about pit party for you today?
Probably getting to meet Adam Anderson, the driver of Gravedigger. I've been watching all of his videos on YouTube of the jumps and stuff, and that was just one of the sweetest things I've ever seen. Like, I don't know.
He's like speechless almost. So you were just saying you love watching the jumps. You loved meeting Adam Anderson, our driver of Gravedigger. Now I'm curious, were there any other drivers or any other trucks that you got to meet today during pit party as well?
I got to meet Zombie. He was a pretty cool guy. I think he signed my flag. It's in my mom's diaper bag right now, so I can't get it.
Now, Bari Musauer drives Zombie, and like you said, he is a pretty cool guy, and you're going to all see him come out in a little bit and really throw it down on the track. Now, since this is your first time, you might not know what to expect, but because you've seen some videos on YouTube, you have a little bit of an idea. So we have a couple competitions coming up, racing, skills, and freestyle. And I'm just curious, which competition are you most excited to see today?
I'm definitely excited for freestyle, because it's just like that's my favorite category out of the three.
That's right. Everyone gets really stoked for freestyle. I know I am. Monster Jam fans, I got to head on out, but Aiden was so brave coming up here and hanging out with me. I need everyone in Ford Field to put your hands together one more time for Aiden.
John and Lindsay back here at the play-by-play desk. And you know what, Lindsay? We've taken a trip around Monster Jam. Now it's time to get back to business here with Stadium Championship Series West. Let's check in on the points. And, of course, it has been one of those runs for Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. You see it right there. I honestly, as talented as Ryan is, we all know that, I cannot believe that he is 54 and 55 points, respectively, over two drivers, the likes of Adam Anderson, his brother, and Camden Murphy.
It truly is incredible. Ryan says that he's having one of the best seasons he has ever had, especially so early. He said he's been able to get these points, though, because of his consistency. He says that he thinks he can press himself even further and push the envelope even more. He says he's been having fun, but that he's almost not been able to crash. That truck is landing so well. It is set up so well for success that he's having a hard time, so he says, giving that wow moment, but still giving those wow moments. Although Adam Anderson and Gravedigger telling me that he's having a hard time, especially in racing. He says he knows he can do better, and with these track conditions, he says he's coming for his brother.
You know what? It's nice to know that Ryan feels like he's having his best season, but statistically, he may actually be 8 JCB racing competition wins, 7 competition wins in skills, 2 in freestyle, 7 overall event championships, the most competition wins. I mean, the list goes on and on. I can't name them all because we have to get to my favorite portion of Trackside, which is Lindsay's moment of show and tell. What do you have there on your hand?
Okay, so here I actually have a welding glove, as you guys can see. And, you know, I told John that I was going to talk about baking a cake or something. You're welcome to touch it. It is a little bit dirty, so do be careful there. But, you know, here I've got a welding glove because let's take a look at the video board, and I will show you what kind of went on during practice yesterday. On Son of a Digger, who we were just talking about, actually had a transmission change. So right here, I'm inside of that chassis, and underneath here, you can see up inside of that Lexan. And what they're doing right now is they're actually changing out their gears. So this is the old transmission right here, and this 2-speed power glide transmission is something that really helps our drivers with ease of changing gears, of course, during racing, but we see it a lot during our skills competition that we've talked so much about. So someone who's a little harder on that transmission is going to be Ryan Anderson. Actually, just 2 weekends ago, Bryce Langlois, his crew chief, also after practice ended up changing out the transmission. But the reason I'm holding this is it looks like an oven mitt, you know, and it looks like I'm doing something, but our guys and our girls, they go on in, and especially during a thrash, this is how they're able to touch that transmission, because that transmission gets upward of 300 degrees, sometimes almost 400 degrees, John.
Literally coming in hot. Great stuff as always. Speaking of great stuff, in just a little bit, we are going to hear from Jim and Chris Kohler, 2 drivers that need no introduction here in the Motor City, so you don't want to miss it.
Always looking for ways to bring something new into Monster Jam, and we're excited to be introducing a new partner that is as committed and dedicated to families and innovation as we are.
JCB is a company that is popular across the world.
We're the largest privately owned construction equipment and agricultural equipment manufacturer in the world.
When we met the Feld family, the similarities are tremendous. You know, we're all about today's machine, but tomorrow is our futures. Our eldest son, Otis, is Monster Jam crazy. When he's not watching Monster Jam, he's drawing them. Christmas last year, we were with Otis's grandpa, and they were like, let's design the perfect monster truck. And out of that, our collaboration between JCB and Monster Jam has been born.
An element that is involved virtually every day in our business is innovation. It's new ways of doing things.
Digatron is designed after a backhoe, which was one of the first machines that JCB put out. The strength of both companies really comes to fruition with this truck.
You definitely want a winning driver to be the one that's going to drive your truck. Somebody that's very authentic so that our customers could relate.
Hey y'all, Tristan England here, Monster Jam World Finals Racing Champion. Just the side of that truck, it gives me chills. It's fresh and it's new, but it's ours.
There's definitely something that builds in you the more that you get involved with the Monster Jam family, and the excitement is getting very hard to contain.
We know that this truck is soon going to be part of so many other families' lives.
It is an exciting project to be involved with, and I think the customers will enjoy it along the way as well.
About 5 years ago, I drew emojis. It's kind of cool. And then I made it into a monster truck. It represents the cancer journey in my life. Cancer is not a great feeling. Life just got turned upside down. Went from being normal to, like, different. But I found hope and light. St. Jude is an amazing place that helped me through it. Right now, I feel great. No more cancer. Cancer-free. Thank you for saving lives.
Get ready for the biggest monster truck event of the year, taking place in Southern California, Los Angeles, at one of the hottest venues in the country. Monster Jam World Finals will be coming to SoFi Stadium May 18th, 2024. And if you think what you're going to see right here at Ford Field is exciting, what happens at World Finals is double the action, double the jam-packed fun. It's the biggest pit party of the year with twice as many trucks, and 4 world champions will be crowned from racing, skills, high jump, and the big and bad Monster Jam freestyle. So keep in mind, you also at the pit party can meet your favorite drivers, Gravedigger, Megalodon, Toro Loco, and so many more. And make sure if you want to hop on those tickets, you do so right away. Just check us out at monsterjam.com/worldfinals.
Let's go. Get ready, LA.
Oh, and he's got it! And there is extreme air. Off the container ramp, yes! Yeah, that's what you want to see.
We can't wait to compete in one of the hottest venues in the country.
It's gonna be epic.
John and Lindsay back here at the Monster Jam play-by-play desk, but we are not alone. We are joined by 2 of our superstars, including a local legend here in Detroit. We got Jim Kohler behind the wheel of Avenger, and we've got his son, Chris Kohler, in Northern Nightmare. Jim, I'm going to start with you, man. You've been here a million times, but it's been a long time, not since 2019, that you've been able to do your thing basically in your hometown. You are repping. You've got the Detroit Lions Avenger body that we saw at Pit Party. I mean, how stoked are you to be back here in Detroit?
Oh, I'm so fired up, man. I miss my hometown crowd. These fans are electric. They love everything we do. They love Team Scream, and I'm so glad to be here to rock it out for them.
And there's matched excitement for Chris Kohler running Northern Nightmare, you know, and this is your first time here, but again, your home state. I know there's so much excitement and so much more of a push to be able to get a competition win here today. What are you doing to really wrap your head around coming into this hometown and repping that new body?
Same thing. I mean, the fans here are insane. This is kind of our home court advantage, you know what I mean? Especially like you seen them get behind the Lions, the same thing, they're going to get behind us. You know, they're the hometown guys. And just the biggest thing we can do with all that pressure being the hometown people is to stay calm, stay collected, because if you let the nerves of being all the pressure, everyone being here watching you, it's just going to overwhelm you and take over.
You know, Jim, I got to ask you, this is something we've talked about a million times before, but this one's a little different because you're here the last 2 years doing what you love with your son, sharing the stage with him, something that he loves, something he grew up watching you do. But now for the first time ever, you get to drive together in your hometown. I mean, this has to be the icing on the cake to everything that Jim Kohler would have thought it was at the start of last season.
For sure, you know, every time you get to do anything you love, every father out here in the audience, everybody out there knows if you're doing what you love and you're doing it with your family and they love it too, it's awesome. It's the greatest thing ever. And to be out here and compete against him but with him at the same time is awesome, dude.
And Chris, we'll come back to you and the fact that we talk about, you know, being able to do this, father and son. I always say a father-son duo. And we talk about you being Mr. Excitement, and you're coming in as well. Your father says that you are going to be one of the best Monster Jam drivers in history. He says that to Pit Party. You talk about the fact that you're just proud to stand here with him. You've learned everything from him. But there are also tough competitors on this tour. How do you guys really both keep up and be able to walk away?
I mean, Dad didn't work 27 years, build his legacy, build the name, win 2 world championships or nothing. You know, he left big shoes to fill. So here we are, you know what I mean? To be hometown, it means so much to me. It means so much to him. We're stoked, but yeah, it is. This is the toughest tour, I keep saying. I said it last year. They made a couple changes. The tour got a little harder, honestly. It only gets harder. But to keep up, I mean, we've had a rough couple weeks. We haven't won anything yet, but tonight might be the night.
Chris, I just got to ask you about driving Northern Nightmare, which is such a hit. Obviously, we're super close to Canada. 2012 World Finals Freestyle champion body right there. So what is it like driving Northern Nightmare?
Yeah, that body's got good juju. I mean, like I said in the Pit Party 2011, he tied with Dad all the way to the end and just barely lost in the tiebreaker. Came back the next year and did it again. And every time Cam's driven that body, he has torn it in half. So I'll tell you right now, dude, it's going to be the exact same thing. I'm telling you, that body is not going to look the same by the end of the night. That truck's not going to look the same. You guys are going to be on the edge of your seats. It's going to be crazy.
Not only do we have the Michigan fans here, but I know there's a ton of Canadian fans, out there rocking for us. So that body's representing Canada. I'm here representing Detroit. We're going to rock it for you fans. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys will be sitting on the edge of your seat because we're here to rock for Monster Jam. Yeah! Woo!
At Lucas Oil, we take pride in creating problem-solving products to make your car care easier. We protect your vehicle and make it run longer so you can focus on the things that matter most. Whether it's commuting to work, visiting a loved one, taking the kids where they need to go, going to the big game, or anywhere life takes you, Lucas Oil is committed to getting you there for all of life's important moments. Lucas Oil, it works.
It's time, hurry!
And welcome inside the Monster Jam studio.
Breakfast, you hungry?
Starving, are you?
Oh yeah, I'm starving.
Championship Series Blue all season long.
Oh my God! Can he save it? Oh, what a move!
Wake up with Monster Jam weekend mornings only on MAV TV.
Hey, seriously, Cole? Really?
Welcome to Ford Field. All fans need to know how to respond in emergency situations. In the event of an emergency evacuation, here's the plan. Fans seated in the lower bowl, exit up the stairs to the lower level concourse and out through the nearest gate. Fans seated in the upper bowl sections 215 through 221, or sections 315 through 321, exit down the St. Antoine stairs and out gate G. Fans seated in the upper bowl sections 221 through 239, or sections 322 through 340, exit down the nearest stairwell and out of the nearest gate. Sections 240 through 246, or sections 341 through 347, exit down the atrium stairs and out gate A. If you're in the Comerica Gridiron Club and Suites, Plant Moran Terrace Suites, Miller Lite Tap Room, South Club levels sections 200C through 214C, South Club Suites, Loge Boxes, Bottom and South Suites, or Press level, exit down the nearest stairwell and out of Ford Field. Stadium personnel are stationed on each level and can direct you to the nearest exit. For everyone's safety, please exit in an orderly fashion. Upon exiting, walk a safe distance away from the stadium. Remember, escalators and elevators will not operate in the event of an emergency. Thank you for your cooperation.
At the start of the 2024 season, Monster Jam allowed the global debut of the JCB Digatron to really take hold in San Antonio, Texas. While we have the opportunity, let's take a closer look at what went into the making of the brand new JCB Digatron. John Sapanaro back here at the Monster Jam desk. But once again, I am not alone. I am joined by Bari Musauer, the driver of Zombie, who also serves a very important role as our ambassador to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. It's a partnership that we here at Monster Jam are so proud of. And like I say every week, Bari, and you know I mean it, we're also so proud to have a representative like yourself. So what is it like to really be one of the linchpins of that partnership with St. Jude?
It's been amazing, you know, to be able to spread the awareness to our Monster Jam fans, the great work that the nurses and the doctors are doing there at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I mean, they have a great mission to be able to do that research and save children's lives. And we have here at Monster Jam an opportunity for our fans to actually get involved and donate to St. Jude to make that difference.
And, you know, it's so easy to donate like you see there on the video board. All you have to do is text Monster Jam to 785-833, or you can scan that QR code, and that's going to take you to the proper place as well. Bari, I know a couple of years ago you had the opportunity to visit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So what was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was incredibly eye-opening to be able to be there and actually meet some of the patients, meet some of the families. And, you know, no family ever receives a bill when their child is being cared for at St. Jude. So to be able to not have that on your plate to think about, you can actually focus on your child getting better. And, you know, St. Jude has a mission. They won't stop until no child dies from cancer. So we really want to drive that point home and make sure that our Monster Jam fans are aware that they can make that difference as well.
And of course, and like I said, every little bit helps. We're talking about such an important cause. And one more time, we'll leave that up there on the video board for just a few more moments. But you can do that now. You can do it anytime throughout the event. You can do it when you go home. Text Monster Jam to 785-833, or go ahead and scan that QR code and leave it open on your browser. Bari, as always, thank you so much for not only being a great dude, but being a great ambassador for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
I am hanging out in the stands with Joe Foley, our driver of El Toro Loco. And I just got to say, Joe, being on Stadium Championship Series with you now for the second time is an honor. I've really seen you change the game for so many people that are rookies and they're trying to come up in this. But before we dive into what you've been doing, you were saying you're excited to be a part of a particular team here in Detroit. Can you tell these fans what that team is and why it's such an honor?
Man, we're in Detroit, Michigan. Team Screams home. Jim Kohler, an Avenger man, he built an absolute monster truck empire. And he is ready to rock it out for you guys in Detroit. We're here, and we're ready to rip.
That's right. And like we said earlier, Jim hasn't been here in a very long time, since 2019, so he's very excited to come back and show down for his hometown alongside his son, Chris Kohler, in Northern Nightmare. Now, Joe, I also want to talk about how well you've been succeeding on Stadium Championship Series West. Just last week, we showed the fans that you were neck and neck pretty much with the world champion, Ryan Anderson, our driver of Son of a Digger. And after that, you managed to surpass him, and now you are ahead of Tyler Menninga on Stadium Championship Series East, who drives Gravedigger. You know what it's like when someone gets behind the wheel of Gravedigger, and to manage to beat them out, I know it's got to be super cool for you.
Absolutely. The Gravedigger drivers are the best of the best. I mean, Tyler Menninga, Brandon Vincent, Adam Anderson, I mean, all of them. They're absolute superstars. So me being on a list with them and being able to compare myself to them is insane. But being on a list and being ahead of them is even better. I mean, it's absolutely insane that I get to even compete with these guys. Never mind actually beating them at the moment.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about why or how you've managed to beat them. We have a particular competition called Monster Jam Freestyle, and you've been coming out here and ripping it out. If you take a look up at the video board, look at how Joe has been coming out on the track in his truck every single week, saving his truck and managing to take home not 1, 2, or 3, but 4 Monster Jam Freestyle wins. Last season, you won Monster Jam Freestyle in Salt Lake City. Maybe it was Kansas City. Last season, he won Monster Jam Freestyle at the end of the season. He has now taken home 4 freestyle wins, and we're barely halfway through the season. Joe, what does that feel like? How are you feeling right now?
Man, last season was rough. I mean, it was cool. It was my rookie year. I was out in Axe. Absolutely love that one. But, I mean, coming out this year, I learned a lot from last year. I'm coming in to any freestyle competition with my head on straight, and I'm ready to rock it out. The fans hype me up. I mean, the guys in the back are hyping me up. Chris, Jim, all those guys. I mean, they're pushing me to run even harder, and I'm watching everything that they do every single show. So I'm either trying to learn from them to push it, or I'm watching, you know, Ryan and Adam and all those guys, trying to learn to see what they're doing so I can either try to do a little better or just crash spectacularly and somehow still beat them.
And you do it every single time. All right, Monster Jam fans, when you see Joe Foley come out, we want to see those bull horns in the air every time he hits the track, screaming for him. And matter of fact, I want to practice right now. Make some noise for Joe Foley, El Toro Loco.
To crash spectacularly. I love that. Someone that also does that, of course, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger, who might say, I'll just go out here, I'll do what I've got to do, and then you go crazy. Sometimes that ends up in breakage, but the fans love to see it. Huge story right now is 2 housing changes on Gravedigger. We're going to play that video. Take us through what you felt and sort of what your team had to do to get us back in competition.
You know, it's pretty crazy. This season we've been through some trials and tribulations with this axle housing going on. And like this guy's, we had damage to the rear end housing, and I went out in freestyle and completely tore the front end out of the truck. So we had to then, the guys had to go in there, get everything back under the front end of the truck so we could worry about the rear end later. And they already had all the new parts sitting there, but they didn't get to do it. So they had to work on the front, make sure we're back together, 110% there. This was just last week in Anaheim. We had probably the wildest crash of the season so far, and it was a wild ride. It was a great ending to our tour out there in California, but we're here in Detroit, man. This place right here, this is Gravedigger dirt. We love it here in Detroit.
And in that last clip, we were able to see that even the small parts on those corners of the Monster Jam truck were broken. Everything kind of in smithereens, but man, was it a good run. I know you guys will see more exciting moments here today, but when we talk about the consistency that you get out of your team, they're able to put it back together so quick. They even had a display at the mall for our Detroit fans to be able to see. I was told that they did 2 days of work in just 8 hours. Everyone came together, worked as a team, and Gio Andino, your crew chief, says he's so glad that he gets to work with you and that he is so proud to put you in that truck behind the wheel. What are your thoughts on when you do a run and kind of what you do and how you do it for him?
I feel really bad for the crew when you go out there and you see Gravedigger in shambles when it's over with, but they're here for the same reason as I am, to see all you guys, girls stand on your feet and cheer and scream and have a great time and bring those memories and put that memory and print it into your head. That's why they work so hard behind the scenes. But they also, man, the camaraderie from all the other teams, the other competitors, we all come together. If we don't think that somebody's going to make it, we're not going to make it out here on the track, we're going to help them get back out there. So it's an even playing field from beginning to end, no matter who it is. And, I thank all the guys and girls. And that's what Gio said this week. I wasn't there with him, but he was there wrenching away on the truck. And he said, it felt like there's 20 guys helping him to get that thing back together again. I'm very appreciative of everybody that jumps in to do that because they do it so we can come here and have a blast.
Well, I'm excited to see you wow these Monster Jam fans here today. Monster Jam, get loud for Adam Anderson in Gravedigger.
New show, Monster Jam Crash Course.
On the Monster Jam YouTube channel, we get you so close to Monster Jam competition.
Exclusive access to the drivers,
The course, the crew, the hot pits,
and the pit party.
You can smell the tires.
It's like your Monster Jam fam.
You'll learn a lot,
But this ain't school.
this is Monster Jam
Crash Course!
Tune in.
Morgan & Morgan and Monster Jam! America's largest injury law firm is crushing injury cases. Over $20 billion won. We're talking massive wins. If you're injured, our lawyers are monsters. When it comes to injuries, nobody crushes your competition like Morgan & Morgan. Our lawyers are monsters too. Morgan & Morgan. For the people.com.
Epic trucks, epic stunts, Monster Jam. Can you conquer the Megalodon loop of doom? Watch out for the gap. Wipe out. Don't give up. Megalodon jumps the gap. You can extend the gap for a bigger challenge. Megalodon conquers the loop of doom. Yeah! You can get other Monster Jam trucks in on the stunting action. Jump the gap or wipe out. New Megalodon Loop of Doom from Monster Jam. Other trucks sold separately.
We went to the Monster Jam test grounds to show how the original Super Glue, now with Super Unix, can win any challenge. From small,
Bond's super fast, just 10 seconds. All set here.
To the extreme.
Let's see how strong it really is.
Yeah, let's see it lift 12,000 pounds.
The extreme power of Super Unix adhesive is shock and vibration proof. So strong, it can lift more than 12,000 pounds. the original superglue featuring Super Unix, the next generation of superglue.
MAV TV is the official television home of Monster Jam, and what that means is every Saturday you can catch a double dose of the Monster Jam action featuring classic episodes that you know and love Saturday mornings over breakfast, and then Saturday night in prime time you can catch new coverage from both Stadium Championship Series West and East, including comprehensive coverage from all three of the Arena Series as we push closer and closer to Monster Jam World Finals. Make sure you tune in, check out Scott Jordan, Leslie Mears, and the entire broadcast team all season long, only on MAV TV.
Inside the Monster Jam studio.
Turn it up, dude.
I'm trying, man.
So let's get to it tonight here at Snapdragon
Whoa,
Stadium.
that's how you do it. I want to
Moment. And what a great finale to her 2 minutes here. Go team with the 9.613. A huge score.
You need to be louder.
Monster Jam only on MAV TV.
We've seen so many times that a big win in the JCB racing competition out the gate can really set the tone for that overall event championship. Lindsay, you've now been on the track. You feel the dirt underneath your feet. The driver said yesterday in practice that the conditions were pretty tacky even though we've been inside. So has that changed at all with the pit party earlier today?
Let me tell you, I talked to David Oford in Velociraptor, and he told me that after having 6,000 people packing in this Monster Jam dirt, it's definitely going to change. But I think what most people don't realize is that it actually changes between competition to competition. It was different for practice yesterday, and it will be different from round 1 to round 2, even in racing. Right now, it's actually giving more of like a dried out Play-Doh. If you've ever left your Play-Doh out for even an hour, that's sort of what this dirt is feeling like right now. It's a little bit on the muddy side, but it's going to be really tacky. It's going to be really packed, especially after racing.
That's great stuff. Let's take a look up at the video board and check out the racing bracket. And there you see, based on their times from last weekend, the fastest four, of course, earning that automatic bye into round number 2, which is sometimes a gift, sometimes a curse, because it means they don't get that round 1 pass to really get used to the track the way that Lindsay was just describing. For a closer look at all of the other competitions, let's keep our eyes fixed on the video board for Track X.
For tonight's 3 competitions, it is time now for Track X, brought to you by Spin Master. Epic trucks, epic stunts, Monster Jam.
Up first is the JCB Racing competition. We will start with both Monster Jam trucks staged and ready at the starting line. After you see 2 amber lights, the final light will go green, and our drivers will hit the throttle and begin navigating this challenging track where the race could be won off the starting line with horsepower or with technical skill in the turns. That's where the skill, seat time, and precision of our drivers will come into play. Each competitor has the option to take the corner in a smooth wide drift, never taking their foot off the gas, or they will slightly pump the brakes and hit a tight narrow turn, avoiding the obstacle and accelerating to the finish line. Next up, it's the Great Clip Skills Challenge, where our superstars will attempt their best 2-wheel maneuvers to wow you, the judges, using only 2 of their 4 BKT tires. In this competition, you will see technical and combination moves combining skill, concentration, and balance to pull off some amazing maneuvers like stoppies, moonwalks, sky wheelies, poppers, and whatever new innovative trick the Monster Jam superstars dream up. Our final competition of the event is Monster Jam Freestyle. Our Monster Jam drivers will compete for your score by performing the most dynamic freestyle run. The track features unique obstacles which can lead to some awesome maneuvers. Each obstacle can provide the driver a different look as they attempt to perform a run consisting of big air, momentum, wow moments, and backflips as they compete to earn the highest fan score by you at judgeszone.com.
One of the best parts about Monster Jam is that you get to help us crown our overall event champion. There are millions of other fans around the world who have done the same thing, and it's very easy. I have Christine on my right that's going to show you just how you do it. On the video board, if you scan the QR code right up on the screen, it'll take you to judgeszone.com where you'll see what's on her phone right now. From there, you want to put in the code DET, short for Detroit, and after that, you'll see a BKT tire. Just like on the screen, you'll slide that BKT tire up or down, select select your score and make sure you don't forget to hit that submit button before scores are locked. In just a moment, you'll see what will happen after the scores tabulate. Up on the video board, we have the fan score, a 7.831. That is the average of all of your scores, and that would be the official score for that Monster Jam truck driver during our Great Clip Skills Challenge and Monster Jam Freestyle.
What's up, guys? I'm Tyler Menninga, driver of the Gravedigger Monster Jam truck, and what I have here is the Mini LMT by Losi. This thing is fully customizable. Don't get it confused. This is not a toy. This is hobby grade right here. Not only do you have, of course, the BKT tires, you got me in the driver's seat, the oil-filled shocks, there's sway bars. I mean, they cut no corners on making this as real as possible, and man, it does truly perform just like a real Monster Jam truck. But not only the Gravedigger, we also have the son of a digger as well. Team Gravedigger all the way. Losi has you covered at every angle.
Epic trucks, epic stunts. Monster Jam. Roar into Monster Jam stunts like never before. New Monster Jam Thunder Roarus drop playset. Whoa, over 6 feet tall. Here comes Thunder Roarus. Speed down the mega ramp. Huge jump. Switch stunts and drop in your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Dragon front flip. El Toro Loco corkscrew. Thunder Roarus drop from Monster Jam. Other trucks sold separately. Adult assembly required. Batteries not included.
Turn your passion into a career at the University of Northwestern Ohio. From high performance to automotive, diesel, and everything in between, you'll find a degree that will get you a job.
Students that go through our programs have fantastic experiences, and they come out getting good job placements.
70% hands-on, no out-of-state tuition, and accredited degrees in trades that are in high demand all across the country.
10 out of 10. If you even think this is the right place for you, you better just go.
Learn more about your future at unoh.edu.
Let's go.
Get ready, LA.
Oh, and he's got it.
And there is extreme air. Off the container ramp. Yes! Yeah, that's what you want to see.
We can't wait to compete in one of the hottest venues in the country.
It's gonna be epic.
We've had the opportunity to hear from some of our superstar drivers. We've gone over judgeszone.com and the JCB Racing bracket. So for one final time here in Trackside, I'd like to bring back in Lindsay Noble and Unissa Cruz. And Lindsay, I'm going to start with you. What has been the temperature from these Monster Jam superstars as we're about ready to get things rolling here in the Motor City?
Well, let me tell you, when we're standing in this tunnel, the temperature is cold, John. But like we said earlier, the action on the track today will be hot. Everyone's just really excited to be here in Detroit, to have this track underneath these BKT tires. Everyone's really feeling very confident when it comes to racing here today. Every single driver I've spoken to has said this track is unlike any other. And I don't mean just by the form, I mean by the dirt that we just talked about earlier today. It really is some sorts of tacky, but also it's really it's forgiving in the corners. So this is going to be an awesome track when it comes to racing.
Well, you know, somebody who's definitely excited to be back here is Jim Kohler, the man behind the wheel of Avenger. Of course, about 30, 40 minutes away from his hometown where the shop is. But Unissa, I want to know, what has been the fan reaction to the legend coming back here for the first time since 2019?
Well, John, as you can see, I'm standing with these fans right now. I don't even need to say it. They're making it clear how excited they are to have Jim Kohler in Avenger in the house, in his hometown, and with that Fire Lions body. As you saw, they're screaming. They're very excited. That's all I can say.
All right, well, now it is time to put you both on the spot, starting with Lindsay. Who's your pick for overall event champion?
You heard me say it so many times. Consistency is key. It's really going to take a driver that can commit well in racing and potentially end up in that final round. It's going to take someone who puts down a great run in skills and then finishes all with a great freestyle run. Today, my pick, I think he's feeling it in this home state. I think it's going to be Chris Kohler in Northern Nightmare. I think he's feeling so much fire underneath that truck. He's feeling so excited, and I think he can put all three together and be the one that goes away with that overall event championship here tonight.
And of course, that would be his first career stadium overall event championship, but already very decorated in his young career, the reigning Monster Jam Rookie of the Year. Unissa, what about you?
Well, I got to commend Lindsay. That was a really great pick as well, but I got to go in a different direction. There's one particular driver. All of them are consistent, but there's one in particular who comes out here every single week. He strategizes. He walks the track multiple times. He's won plenty of overalls. He's one of the few drivers who has taken home an overall event championship. Only 3 have, and he's one of 3 in a stacked series like we have, and it's Bari Musauer in Zombie. He's very excited to be here in Detroit. He told me he's already suited and booted and ready to come out on the track and really throw it down. He wants to take home that overall event championship again. He wants to win multiple competitions, and I really think that Detroit might be the time.
You know, Bari Musauer is so talented, it doesn't matter where we go in the world. He always shows out in every competition. Another great pick, but I'm going to go with somebody who's also consistent. Camden Murphy in Bakugan Dragonoid. He is one of 3 drivers on this series that has a win, at least one win, in every competition and at least one overall event championship. Yeah, right now he's sitting in 3rd place. He's behind the Anderson brothers, and who hasn't been in that spot before, right? They're so great in their own right, but I think here today is the day that Camden Murphy puts it all together, especially since he had the fastest racing pass in yesterday afternoon's practice, even better than the likes of Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger, who has been electric in the racing competition. One thing is for sure, whether I'm right, the 2 of you are right, or none of us are right, these fans are in for one heck of an event. So ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this edition of Monster Jam Trackside. Welcome to the home of your Detroit Lions, and welcome to Monster Jam!
Get loud for me. Get loud for me. Get loud for me. Hands in the crowd, we tearing it down. Get loud for me. Get loud for me. Get loud for me. Hands in the crowd, we tearing it down. Get loud for me. Heart of a lion. Fire inside me, blaze like a siren. Why would you try it? Wake up the beast, no, I can't keep silent. I put my time in, now it's my time, your time is expiring. Blood, sweat, and tears, I conquered my fears, I'm ready to fly now. We know they scared of us, no, they don't care for us. They wasn't there for us, up in them trenches, hopping them fences, making the plays while they riding the benches, yeah. Got cool intentions, yeah. I see my goal and get cold into sin, but when counting our sins, I don't have no friends, I came here to win. My start is your end, now let it begin now. Get loud for me. Get loud for me. Get loud for me. Hands in the crowd, we tearing it down. Get loud for me. Get loud for me. Get loud for me. Hands in the crowd, we tearing it down. Get loud for me.
Monster Jam fans, the time has come for us to honor some of our nation's greatest heroes. We ask everyone in the stadium to help us in doing so by taking out your cell phones and turning on your flashlights and holding them up as the stadium lights go dim. We do this to honor our active military, veterans, first responders, and frontline workers.
Detroit Monster Jam was built right here in the USA, and we are truly fortunate to live in the greatest nation on earth. We celebrate its strengths, freedom, resilience, and innovation. We are the United States of America! Singing our national anthem, please welcome Jessica Goik.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last
grass gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Detroit, it's time to get loud and say it with me. This is Monster Jam. It's time to kick things off with the JCB Racing competition. All 12 trucks have been seeded into the bracket based on the results from last Sunday in Anaheim, California. The fastest 4 have received an automatic bye into round number 2. We're going to follow that bracket from round 1 on to round 2.